Hi everyone, it's Jeanette, Crafty Dork, here with the February Multimedia Challenge for Nat's Paper Possibilities Crazy Crafters Facebook page. I've chosen a head so to help everybody so they can, you can pick your bits and pieces. So out of the tin first, I've got my little tin here with all my bits in it. I thought I'd choose them first and then we could it'll just make it a little bit easier. So it's add a tip in that folds in or out, so you know, something that you put on your page that goes in out like that. A stamp, use a tag, doodle. There's your choices in this. Use coloured pencils, splatter something, use crayons, and use Sharpie through a stencil. Now on this other side of the bit, I've got 3 colours. So each month I'll be choosing 10 out of the tin. I'll be choosing 3 colours. So this time it's red, pink, and metallic. And then always we will have as much gesso or as little as you like, and that can be black gesso or white gesso, whichever you would like. Then we're going to have 4 swaps, and they'll be chosen out of the bin too. So this time it's rub-ons, stamp a background, add shadows, and washi tape. So I'm going to take out the flip because I've got a tag there, so I thought I'd do a tag, and I'll take the flip in out and I will use the washi tape. So that one goes back in there. Now the rest of them I'm pretty okay with, I think. My free ones, what did I choose? So for my free choice here, well, it's not a free choice, it's my choice, I decided to use some rice paper. So what I'll do is I'll go down. So my washi tapes, I've chosen these. So we'll see how we go. I may use little or none. No, you've got to use some, so I'll have to use something there. The stamps I've chosen, I thought I'll just use something that's a bit backgrounded. That might be a bit shiny. I'll take it out. So they're just neutral, sort of bit of flourish and what have you. So I've got that one. The tag, I've just got an ordinary tag that I just went over with gesso to save time. To doodle, I've got a black pen, and I've also got a pink and a red Sharpie and a big black Sharpie. So we'll see what happens, which ones I doodle with. Use coloured pencils. I've got some watercolour pencils, so I thought, well, I'll use those, and we'll see how we go with those. You've got a splatter something, so I've got a splatter distress thing and a toothbrush, so they'll help me splatter. Second choice there, I've decided to go with book paper. Wait a minute, I didn't do the other choice, did I? That was going to be some rice paper that I've got, and I thought that's keeping in the colour tones. So my 2 choices of colours, my choices are these. Use crayon. Well, I've just got a couple of metallic Tim Holtz distress crayons, so I might use those. Use Sharpies through a stencil. Well, I showed you the Sharpies I had, and this is the stencil I've chosen. And I thought, because it's you know, getting close to Valentine. And then I chose metallic paint, pink paint, and red paint. So I'm going to use them in that order. So I'll just get rid of the list and get that out of the way. And I did have a video on how I made this book. It's very, very basic. It's just pages that I've actually glued 3 of them together and made that. The front I just had gessoed over the front of whatever junk mail was there and put a page out of a book on the front, and then I put washi tape down the spine and down the middle, wherever the middle is, somewhere in here, in there. And I did wrap around the centre I've got some linen twine thread stuff, so I used that to just wrap around the centre. Okay, so first of all we've got to put some washi tape down. That was the first one, so I'll just put, this could end up an absolute mess, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to use, and you can use glues to adhere the washi down if you want to. So just down here I'm just going to put a little bit of that one, a bit over this side. I've decided to do a double spread. You don't have to, only because it will just be easier, just a little bit easier. And this might even get covered up yet, so who knows. And I might just put one in the centre there. So there's no rhyme or reasoning with this, and I'm not an expert by any means. I'm sure there's many of you out there that have done this before and are better at it than what I am, but it's just us having fun, and that's what it's all about. I'm just going to put a little bit of that red one down there, a little bit across there. Oops. And then we might just put this gold stripy one, I won't use the other one. Now this might end up in 2 parts. I think I did say that before, didn't I? Okay. Now the next one was stamp. So I've got some gold stamp, ink I mean, and I'll get my stamps and I'm just going to use them on the sheet like this. Just a couple randomly around. I'm going to put that one down in this corner. Am I all in frame? Yeah. Should be standing up, I suppose, to do this. So I'm just popping a few little bits. That one might just go down here a bit. And then perhaps could end up putting something over the top of these, but I've stamped on there, so that's into the background. So you can see that. Now the next one is the tag. And somehow this will have to be put on. So what I'm going to do with the tag is I'm going to just pop some washi tape from the first and I might leave the, decorate it a little bit, but I might put the information from the challenge onto this one, onto the tag, so that I've got somewhere that I can write all that information on. And so we've got that, and let's just pop let's put this one. That can be on the tag. And I might somehow adhere that onto there. We'll see how we go. Okay, the next one after the tag was to doodle. Okay, so what I might do, I haven't brought any pink into it yet, so I might just doodle around the page. And this is no rhyme or reasoning behind, just let it flow, whatever you feel like doing. Some people put little dots, and but this little just form a background. And I mean, if I wasn't, I'd like to take more time doing it, but I want to sort of hurry a little bit, so I'm not thinking, I am thinking, but I'm not thinking too deeply on what I'm doing. I'm just, that it just hit me then to just do squigglies all around the page just to frame it. And it's in the pinks. So that will do there, we've got all that. Now my first choice was the rice paper. So what we might do is perhaps stick some rice paper on the tag. So let's get, this came from Which Craft Do You Do, I think it was. Or, I don't know now, I'm saying that, but it might not have been. No, I don't think it was. I can't remember where I got it from. Okay, so perhaps I'll just put that little oval just cut him out. Just whip around there. And I mean, if we go through here and I decide that we want to go back to one of the, do it. I mean, it's your page. If you go back and you think, oh, that's covered up that, and you wanted to, like, say, I'll put this down and it's covered up some of the stamping and I wanted the stamping to show, well, go back. And it would be nice to skip forward with a bit of book page there, wouldn't it? But I think I'll just leave that. There we go. Okay, so that's on there. Now it says to use coloured pencils. And like I said, it didn't say what sort of coloured pencils, so I'm choosing the watercolours, and I'm going to use my watercolour pen as well. Has it got water in it? Yeah. So I'm just in the colours that we were asked to use. I'm going to just put some little bits into the paper. I mean, we could use any colours because it's just said colours, didn't it? Watercolours, pencils. So it didn't stipulate that we should use what colour that is. It's more orange, doesn't it? Yeah. Don't like that one. I'm going to stick to the pinks. I think that'll come out. So I just want to put a little bit of colour onto the page. There we go, just put a bit of that. Oops, there we go. I'm a bit heavy-handed there. Go a bit softer. We'll learn as I go along, won't we? Like I said, I am no expert. I'm just playing, and that's what this is all about, is just having a bit of fun, playing. And you guys that are experts can show us your work, and we can learn by what you guys put down. So this one is just a bit of watercolour, water, just to swirl that over the page, just to give it a bit of depth to the pencil that's gone on. So I hope everyone's well, and that you will join in with this challenge. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be away on holidays, so Nat is going to draw at the end of the time. This will come when this goes up. It'll be about the 16th-ish, 17th of February, and we'll give you to the end of the month. And then Nat is going to draw out of everybody that participated, one person, and they will receive a small gift. And Nat will do that this time for me because I'm going on holidays. Then once we're all back, I will start doing the draws, but I won't have enough internet to do all that. Peter's upped my internet so I can keep up with what's happening on the group, but I haven't got anything to enough to upload and download and all that sort of stuff. Just bear with me 2 seconds. I'm not real life. I'm going to have to go down one day and have a day with Nat and learn how to do all this skip forward and all the rest of that. And that might even just go on that edge there. We'll see. Okay, now, splatter. Now this is going to be fun. What I've got is a tile, and I will put, what time are we? I don't know. Just put some of each of the colour down. Oh, that's a big lot. I'm not sure about gold, how much is in that one, but it's got a bit in it too. Okay. Then I will get my water. And that's all I'm going to do is just mix the water into the paint, because I'll need to get that off to the side a bit, and just use my finger and you can see the splats on there. So that's using the toothbrush. I'll just get some bit more happening. Okay, now I'll just wash that off. And then I'll do a bit of red, I think, because we've got the pink in the background already. I don't think I'll use the, well, I suppose I could use the pink, just a little bit. It'll be a different colour pink, won't it? I might use the other one just to show you, if you have got one of these, you do it the same. You do it the same way. You just get the paint onto it. This one I just use my fingers down the bottom. Oh, it's going all over my desk. Ugh. I've got two desks, and one I use for wet area and one I use as dry, and I've used my dry area. Oh my god, it's gone everywhere. You should cop it. Okay, so there we go. We've got the splats, and I will get rid of that paint before I get my hands stuck into it. This is an old cloth that I get them from Bunnings. They have like face cloth size. And I grab them and I use them and rinse them off and use them again. And okay, now that's got to dry. So what I might do is make this two parts. So we're up to my choice, which is the book page, in a second. So I'll leave that, I'll dry it, and I'll come back. So we'll see you in the next video.